You know, I really enjoyed playing the Precinct on PS5, as it was a really cool cop game in the style of the old GTAs, and it was made by the people who did the American Fugitive game, which was another fun GTA clone. And it was really fun just chasing down the criminals and going out on patrol throughout the city and arresting people and then just throwing them into the slammer. But when it came to the Platinum Journey, the CORDELL trophy was definitely the most tedious one to unlock, as it required you to book 30 suspects, which on the surface doesn't sound like too many or even that hard. And to be fair, this definitely isn't a hard trophy at all. It's just a very monotonous one due to what does and doesn't count towards this trophy's progress. The very specific requirements end up working against this trophy, as it just prolongs everything and makes it BS. You see, in the Precinct, you play as a rookie cop, and whenever you're out on patrol and you see a criminal, if you can catch them, you can then arrest them and put them in the back of your car and then drive them to the police station in order to book them in and throw them in the slammer. Or, when you're arresting them out in the street, you can go onto the menu and then select the escort option, and an NPC cop will come along and pick them up and book them into the station for you. And whenever you're out on patrol for a set amount of time during your shifts when playing, your preferred option will obviously be to book them in via this escort shortcut, as it's a much quicker method and allows you to stay out in patrol and end up catching more bad guys and having more fun out on patrol. Sure, you do end up with a lot less XP when doing it this way than you would from booking them in yourself at the station, but it's a nice little time save and it keeps the flow of the game intact, so it's just obviously what people are going to prefer to do. But unfortunately, the progress for this trophy only counts if you physically book in the suspect yourself, meaning you are forced to drive back to the station each time to manually book in the suspect at the front desk. Having to do this 30 times for the trophy just adds to the tedium and slows the pace of the game right down. The other option should count, as I've still made the arrest, having to drive all the way back to a single police station in the entire city every time is just one big massive ball ache. It wouldn't be as bad if there were just other police stations dotted around the map, so that you were always pretty much near one, but no, there's just one police station, and it's on the first island of this city. Thankfully though, the map is fairly small, but it's still really annoying to have to drive back to this single police station each time. Another issue I have with this trophy is just how slow progress is due to the vehicles you have, as you can only ever fit 2 criminals inside your car at any one time, so you can't just stay out on patrol catching a buzzload of suspects and then drop them all off at the same time in one trip. You are always then in a pattern of just driving out on patrol, catching a bad guy, then driving around to look for another random crime, catching a second bad guy, and then driving them back to the station to book them both in before then repeating the cycle again and again. Even when you get to the station with your 2 suspects, there's still more BS to contend with, as you'll waste time fighting the game's controls, as every time you get out of the car and then try and get the suspect out of the car, you can easily break the escort command by moving off too quickly without them. Plus, seeing as all the actions are done with the triangle button, you may end up getting them out of the car and then straight back into the car by accident as you try to escort them. It's just really clunky and very annoying when this happens, and for me, it happened way too many times. The final bit of BS comes when you're inside the station, when you have to book them in at the front desk, as there's always this random cop NPC here that will try and grab them and do it for you. He'll either be in the station and try and take them off you when you go in, or he's outside and he'll just leg it to your car whenever you get out and try and grab one of them and quickly take them in. And obviously that doesn't count for the progress, so sometimes you'll have to end up fighting him off to grab the suspect yourself. Then there's Kelly, your partner, who will most of the time bring in your second suspect for you, but sometimes he'll just glitch out and not bother to get them out, meaning you then have to exit the station, go back to your car to get the second one, then go back in and book him in, just wasting even more time. And when Kelly does grab one of them to bring them into the station, you'll then need to quickly approach the desk with your suspect, book them in quickly, and then turn around and wrestle the second suspect off of him before he gets to the front desk, because Yep, you guessed it. If he does it for you, it doesn't count for this trophy. Ah, God, why is it like this? I mean, what the hell were they thinking? The amount of suspects I wasted at the start of the game because he did the second one for me is just stupid. I've come all this way, done everything else, he's just done one bit. Just let this count for the progress for the trophy, please. But, God, it's stupid. So, yeah, you'll need to do this a total of 30 times to unlock the trophy, which, thankfully, isn't too many, especially if you do it 2 suspects at a time, and I'll admit, it could have been much more grindier than it is, but it's still a tedious one, especially when your patrol on your shift is like really far away from the station, because you'll just waste more of your shift time driving back and forth, which then actually slows your progress through the story down, as you'll have more travel time and less time to find the clues you need to advance the story. And of course, when you have an empty car and you're driving through your patrol area, crimes will take ages to appear, and then suddenly loads are popping up left, right and centre as you're driving back to the station with a full car, unable to get those ones. So yeah, while it's easy to do and unlock, this trophy could have worked better and been a more user-friendly one, counting the escorts, or at the very least, Kelly's bookings for the trophy. Instead though, it just drags things out, and this ends up being a simple but really boring trophy to unlock. However, I still had a nightmare of a time going for this trophy, as I had a pretty big fail along the way. You see, when I first got the game and I looked at the trophy list, I thought you had to do this 100 times, as I got the number mixed up with the 100 arrest trophy, and, well, I only really noticed my mistake about 12 hours into the game, when I was on around 75 suspects booked in. Oh, God. So I wasted a lot of time going extra mile for this trophy when I already unlocked it without realising hours earlier, which has definitely left a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to this trophy, I'll be honest. So I guess now all that's left to do is give the CORDELL trophy in the precinct its BS trophy rating of. So, for being a tedious grind of a trophy with unfair restrictions that also slows the story progress right down, the CORDELL trophy for booking 30 suspects in the precinct gets sentenced to a bullshit rating of 3 out of 10. Have you played Precinct? What did you think of it? What about this trophy? Did it annoy you too? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.